at the University of Indiana Northwest. Adam Hoffman, Nick Jackson with you. We're getting set, finally got set up here in this one. It has been a crazy past 24 hours for Adam and I. But, however, we did make it to the girls' game somehow, some way. I want to give first and foremost, a huge shout-out to the Peoria Charter Lady Lynx bus driver here. He didn't have to bring us here, but he chose to go out of his way and bring us and come get us from a different city from the guys' hotel to get us all the way here in this ball game. So he's a big help. We wouldn't have been able to do that without him, so we really appreciate him for this one. Again, the Lady Lynx, they fell the other day. Again, it was a pretty bad loss for this Lady Lynx team. However, they're looking to rebound here today.
Yeah, they're looking to rebound, definitely. And we're just getting ready to start out here. That is both of the starting lineups, so we'll hurry up and read both starting lineups. First for the Indians, number 5, Janie Bates. Number 22, Sierra Penn. Number 23, Casey Rice. Number 30, Nikki Benelli. And number 44, Tiana Goulery. And for the Lynx, we have a little bit of switch in the starting lineup today. It'll still start Nautica Preston and Hannah Cameron, Clea Montero, and Erin Young. But now number 5, Victoria Malone, will get her first start of the season for these Lady Lynx. So the Lynx win the tip. And here is Malone with the ball over to Preston. He was just going to fire away here. No good. Montero with the offensive rebound and putback. So put the Lynx up 2-0 early. Yeah, for the Indians, you have number 5, Janie Bates, bringing up the ball for them. They're kind of a similar team to that we faced yesterday in College of the Ozarks. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, but they're going to turn it over real quick right here. That pass from Nikki Benelli, too high there for Tiana Goulery, and it'll be turned over for the Indians. And they're going to set up a press right here, and the Lady Lynx look to break it. They're going to get it into Erin Young and quickly over to Nautica Preston. They'll get it over to Victoria Malone. Back over to Preston. They need to get it across half court. They do with Hannah Cameron. Looking for Montero down low. They give it to her. No good on the putback. But Erin Young with the rebound and putback no good as well. So Bates bringing it up the floor for the Lady Indians. Driving in close. Nearly throws it away. Gets back over to Rice. Now over to Goulery. Stolen there by Erin Young. She gets tripped up, though. No foul. Loose ball on the floor. Penn recovers it there for the Indians. And Bates will set something up for the Lady Indians. And that one's going to be taken away there by Victoria Malone. Here comes Erin Young the other way. She's probably just looking to go coast to coast as she always does. No, she's going to pass it off to Malone. Now into the high post for Erin Young. Short corner, Hannah Cameron. Jumper, no good. Nearly rebounded there by Malone. And Penn will have it there for the Lady Indians.
And this Lady Lynx team, they're looking pretty solid here so far. I like the switch up here from Coach Polite's team so far.
Yeah, I'm liking the switch up too. I think the new starting lineup is definitely just a different look. You know, we're talking to Coach Polite. You know, he's a big loss yesterday, and he's looking to get something just going for his team. And I like the switch right here early. And on the other end, that's Kalia Montero picking up a foul. That's going to be a shooting foul, sending Cassie Rice to the free throw line for 2 shots. Off back iron on the first one. But she will have one more. One thing the Lynx really struggled with yesterday was rebounding. We got out-rebounded pretty much the whole game. Didn't really control the glass at all. Both free throws are missed there from Rice. Recovered there by Hannah Cameron. Immediately back into the press is the Lady Indians. Lady Lynx break it rather easily. Now here's Young going to the baseline. Nice little right hook there for her first points of the ball game.
You know, I'm going to have to say as well, these Lady Indians, they kind of have a little bit of the Charlotte Hornet look to them.
Yeah, they have like the purple and the teal and then little pops of yellow in there. I'm really a big fan of the jerseys. I think they look pretty sweet personally, but and nothing like our NAIA official jerseys that the Lady Lynx are wearing. Erin Young tips one out of bounds there on the sideline. And the Lady Indians will retain possession. Tia Clark comes in for Montero. So kind of a smaller look here for the Lady Lynx. Really, Erin Young is going to be running center for them in the next few possessions. Now here is Bates, top of the key. Give it over to Rice. Looking for someone at the top of the key. And they're going to say that's a shot clock violation. Lady Indians not aware of the clock. That was Penn there, just dribbles the clock out basically. though. The Lady Lynx will have it on the baseline. A couple substitutions for the Lady Indians. Number 15, Tia Woods, and number 13, Paige Dale come in for them. Tia Clark, probably our smallest player by far, is going to take it out on the baseline with Cassie Ross, who's 6 foot tall, guarding her on the inbound, so it's going to be hard to get it around her. They do find a way in. They give it to Erin Young. She's just going to go one-on-one with her defender and goes right at the basket, exactly what she's supposed to do, and she'll get a bucket.
And that's kind of what Erin Young is basically all about. She's a better player when she gets to the and find a lane here.
Yeah, she's really just a good all-around player, but she can pretty much do it all. She has not perfected that three-point jumper yet, but it is coming, definitely. There's going to be a foul on the other end by the Lady Lynx. That one's going to go on Tia Clark. That's going to be her first foul. The team's second. Another big substitution here for the Lady Indians. Amani Smith comes in for the Lady Lynx. Her first minutes of the ball game. She was starting yesterday. She had kind of a rough game, didn't score as much as she usually does. But what do you think bringing her off the bench does for this Lady Lynx team?
I mean, I think it provides a spark. I mean, Imani has a great shot, and she's great on defense. She gives you that hustle play, but however, though, the shot's just not falling for her, and I feel like coming off the bench is the better play.
Yeah, just give her a different look, and I think that's a good look for Coach Polite. He's looking to get something off his bench, and having a good scorer like Smith coming off the bench provides something when the starters aren't out there providing the scoring. You need someone to just carry the load. As the Lady Indians come off the foul blast by Erin Young. They get a bucket, and Erin Young on the other end just fast break points off the made basket. Pretty much just no one even guarding her, and she finishes with the right hand.
I like how as soon as she made the basket, she put her head down and just sprinted back to the other end to play defense.
Yeah, she's really committed on the defensive end. She needs to get that rebound. On the other end, though, that's Nikki Benelli just with a three-point bomb, and that one was deep. And right from the corner, Lynx coming back the other way. They're looking for Nautica Preston to get going here from the three-point line. Young looking for someone down low, gets it to Hannah Cameron. Nice pass there from Erin Young to get Cameron on the board.
It was definitely a great find, and Hannah Cameron's another one of those that if you can get her going early, this could be a difference maker here for the Lady Lynx today.
Yeah, Hannah Cameron is one of the smartest girls on our team. She always just finds a way to the basket. Good defense there by Cameron on the other end. They're going to call it over. Back foul on the Lady Indians, but Cameron there just walling up the defender, not letting her get by. She's not that tall. She's really skinny. She doesn't have that much muscle or anything, but she bangs down low with the bigger girls. I mean, she's not giving up anything.
It's interesting sometimes watching her play the 4 or the 5 here, because you look at her compared to Montero or maybe Bancoy or even Young for that matter.
Yeah, even Erin Young. I mean, just Young misses the layup, and Kalia Montero gets the offensive rebound, but travels before anything else. So that's going to be a turnover here for the Lady Lynx. But, going into the season, I was looking at Hannah Cameron, just like, I don't even know what position she is, because when you look at her, you're like, oh, she's a point guard, she's a guard of some sort, she's probably a good shooter. But no, she's a 4-man, basically. And Erin Young on the other end gets the block on the jump shot, but they're going to call a foul on the Lady Lynx on the loose ball. Not really sure what that was. It's one of those calls we saw at the men's game yesterday that, Nautica Preston read the play, and she was there first. So how is it a foul on her?
Yeah, you're right. It was with J.J. Turner. We talked to him about it at dinner, and he even said the same thing. I beat him to the ball.
Yeah, you beat him to the spot, yeah. You beat him right to where they are, but doesn't matter anyway. Lady Indians missed the jump shot, I should say. And Erin Young got the rebound. Here's Malone on the other end. Now over to Smith.
I've been kind of watching Malone here, kind of playing on both sides of the thing. I really like how she's very talkative, and maybe that's why she's in the lineup today.
Yeah, she's a leader out there for this team, and they get it to Montero down low, and that'll be a foul for sure. Just hacked pretty hard there on the arm. She'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And yesterday, Montero from the free throw line didn't have any attempts, but she did have only 8 points in the ball game. She had 8 points, 9 rebounds, so just a couple points shy there of a double-double, and that's the consistency that she brings day in and day out, not only to the games but in practice as well.
Yeah, she'll always be there with the rebounds as Hannah Cameron comes back in for Erin Young. That last foul went on Tia Woods for the Lady Indians. But Montero still has one more from the line. That one up and in to make it 11-5 now with 5 minutes left to play in this first quarter.
And this is a good start for the Lady Lynx. They had a lot of trouble getting going early yesterday, but now I think with the lead here, they kind of build some confidence going into the second quarter.
As Monty Smith on the floor there on that last crossover. I think it was a little bit of a push off there by Tia Woods, but she airballs the three-pointer anyway, so it does not matter. Lady Lynx will take it out on the baseline. Back into that press immediately is the Lady Indians, looking just for someone. They get it into Hannah Cameron, and she's just going to try to get it down the floor as quick as she can. Passes over to Amani Smith. Smith now over to Clark, looking for Whitney Gines down low. Can't give it to her. Now back over to Clark. Short corner to Victoria Malone. Finding a cutting. Amani Smith no good on the layup. Good look, though, for the Lady Lynx. The Indians coming back the other way. That is Casey Rice there with the layup. No good, but they do call a blocking foul. Nick wanted the charge call. I couldn't quite see it. I was looking down there. What did you see there, Nick?
I saw Tia Clark get her feet set. And, I couldn't see it's on the other side. She could have possibly been in the restricted area. But, you look at Casey Rice, she's twice the size. She stands 6 foot tall.
Literally twice the size.
Is almost 5 foot.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, she's listed at 5 foot. I'd say that's a generous 5 foot. We see it with Julian Powell pretty much every game. It seems like he always gets charges called against him just because of his size. So Cassie Rice hits both free throws to make it 11-7 now. Lady Lynx still on top. Just under 5 minutes left to play.
I think the Lynx kind of need a basket here. I know Young's not out there, but kind of look for Preston or maybe Smith.
Smith turns it over, and the Lady Indians about turn it over as well as players running into each other. Here's Kathy Rice trying to the lane and one. Not sure who that foul is going to go on. I'd say probably Whitney Gines. Or no, they're going to give it to Hannah Cameron. I didn't even think Cameron was in the play, and she must have came help side, I guess.
I didn't think so either. I thought it was more on Gines, but one thing going with Cameron, though, that it kind of seems like the fouls find her somehow. She's
a smart player, and it seems like she always makes the right play, but someone will just run into her, and it's going to be a foul on her every time.
It's like the right place at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's just she's trying to get to the ball, but she always just finds contact somewhere, some way. And here's Amani Smith back for the Lady Lynx, finding Nautica Preston. She's thought about the three-pointer. Going to take one shot, one step in for a little floater there. That's nice for Nautica Preston. We don't see her take that shot last year. You see her pull that three.
No, you're exactly right. I actually liked the move there to fake the three. You saw it a little bit in the guys' game with all the pump fakes, but that's kind of her go-to. She can hit the three, but if she can establish that inside game just a little bit more, that makes that three a whole lot more dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. I think, her percentage is not quite there yet, but if that percentage rises, teams are going to start scouting her more on the three-point shot, and that will open it up when she shot fakes, goes right around. Lady Indians miss on the other end, rebounded by the Lynx, and they're setting up something. The Lady Indians with a 2-3 zone. That's something that these ladies have not quite seen yet. So they're looking for the high post, or looking for anything they can get. Nautica Preston once again with the floater, no good. Almost rebounded there by Whitney Gines, but Lady Indians going to take it back the other way. There is Dale trying to find someone down low. She gives it over to Lillian. And here is Rice down low. Nice little spin move. That's a solid move right there from Casey Rice.
That was a great move. Just a little spin move right there.
And only a freshman.
And a soft touch as well.
And she's only a freshman making those kind of moves. Imagine what she's going to be as a senior. So Lady Lynx coming back the other way. Nautica Press is going to pull the trigger from three. Off back iron. Rebounded there by Antoine. And here is Rice coming back the other way. She stands 6 foot. And she's running the point for them. No good on the layup, but she's kind of their Aaron Young, if you would say. Just someone that can just pretty much do it all for them.
So far, she's really shown it, but then she gets back down, and she kind of helps out on the low post every now and then. She's right there with Julian.
And the Lady Lynx looking for something. They haven't got that three-point shot going. Trying to find Malone down low, but that'll be tipped away by the Lady Indians. Penn coming back the other way. Now here is Julian going to the lane. No good. Cameron comes away with the rebound, but stolen immediately by Julian. Lady Indians coming back to Lady they're trying to get it down low to Julian, but just another kind of a ticky-tack foul there. Whitney Guine's going to pick one up. Not a lot of contact, but it's something that the refs have to call every time just to keep it kind of balanced. It's a foul that they should call on both ends.
Well, it's interesting because of the fact that yesterday, in both games actually, they let them play for the majority of it. Here in this, we're already seeing, we already got 7 fouls in a 9-minute stretch here. So I think today's going to be a little bit more technical. You're going to have to make sure you do the right moves and kind of make sure you square up your body. Otherwise, it's going to be a foul every time.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you need to have a good game plan coming in as the Lady Indians make one of 2 free throws. That was Julian at the line. Makes 1 and 2 to make it 13-12 now with just about a minute 30 left in the first quarter. Lady Lynx play 4 quarters, not 2 halves like the men. So there's a little bit of stoppage of play here in between quarters here. Lady Lynx is still kind of struggling to get through that press. It's not something that we've seen a whole lot. They're trying to find Montero down low. Not a compressor, just should have taken that layup. But either way, it's going to be a turnover on the Lynx. Coming back the other way is the Indians. Here is number 30, Benelli going to the lane. No good. Julian will get the rebound. No good. And then Aaron Young gets an open rebound, looking like they're going to come back the other way in a fast break. But Coach Blythe takes a timeout. What do you think about that?
I like the timeout here. And first and foremost, while we have a minute here, this is what I was waiting on. You did a great job doing the play-by-play right there, filling in. I mean, this man is going to be the dude that kind of steps in the spotlight here right after I get out. And you're still in it with us right here. But, again, you're going to be the big man on campus here real soon. But I love the timeout here. I mean, you saw it was 11-6 at one point, and now you see Haskell kind of going on a little bit of a run here. And I think Coach Polite was waiting for the end of the quarter, but we couldn't get there, so he had to call the right timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it was about 11-6 at one point, and we were up, and then we just kind of went flat. So it was just it's a good timeout just to kind of see if anything is going to get going here for the Lady Lynx. They need to get something going about this press. It is pretty deadly. I mean, we break it pretty much every time as Armani Smith breaks it right there, trying to find someone on the cut. That's Aaron Young. But once again, I think these ladies need to be a little more selfish. I mean, that pass, it's not needed. They're trying to find someone on the baseline and just goes out of bounds. I think, she could just take that layup.
Yeah, but I feel like some of it's also a little bit of a confidence issue as well. I mean, yes, I don't think none of them, they all have a confidence in themselves. I'm not meaning that, but it's just they see the defender and they feel like they panic a little bit, so they have to pass there as Montero comes up with a huge rebound right there.
Yeah, off the blue and miss. So Lady Lynx coming back the other way. About 35 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Shot clock will stay on. They're looking for Cameron in the short corner, and they give it to her. Try to find Montero once again. And, I mean, Hannah Cameron still had kind of a lane. I think, don't make that extra pass sometime. But they're looking good still in this first quarter. Benelli passes it over to Antoine. That is good for the Indians. Actually, that was Janie Bates there with the pull-up jumper. My apologies. And Amani Smith just struggling to get the ball across the court. They give it over once again. I'm not sure what the issue was. The official made an official timeout, kind of like a stoppage of play, like the shot clock went off, but there shouldn't be any
shot clock.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any shot clock. There's 1.1 seconds left in this first quarter.
Whatever run the Lynx just had there, getting it across half court, it just got shot down because of the fact that the official stopped the clock here.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of draws up something. They need to just get a good shot right here. And no good on the buzzer beater is not a compressor. Looked pretty good. I mean, we had a perfect view of it. It was like right in line with us. But off back iron to end this first quarter. 14-13 Lady Indians on top. But, I mean, the way we started this game, I never would have thought we'd be trailing after one.
No, I didn't either. I mean, like you said, the Lynx had a pretty solid lead. They came out red hot. And I know Aaron Young was a big part of that. She kind of got the fast break going there a little bit. But also at the same time, like you said, we're there in the last 5 minutes or so, we were trying to make too many extra passes. And sometimes you just want to take someone and be like, who's going to step up here? Who's going to drive into the lane, draw some contact, try to either finish through it or get to the line somehow. I mean, that's how you're going to get back in this ball game, and they just can't let up right now.
I mean, as a coach, I'm sure Coach Blight loves all the passes. I'm sure he loves the unselfish play. But I think as the game goes on and we're not scoring and we're kind of passing up these opportunities just to try to find an extra one, he's kind of saying, just take the layup. We need points. That's all we need. I mean, yeah, the team that's going to win is the team that scores the more, of course. But, I think Erin Young probably had about 6 points in that first quarter, at least 6 points. I think she had 3 layups and maybe a jumper here and there. But, I mean, if she has the hot hand, just give it to her and get out of the way.
No, I completely agree here in this one. Once again, Adam Hoffman with this first quarter here on the play-by-play. He was filling in for me because I had to get all my papers ready to go here. But, Adam, you will be a great play-by-play announcer.
Thank you.
You will be. 14-13 lead here as we start, or trailing by 1 as we start this second quarter here as the Charlotte Hornets, I should say, are going to have the ball to start the half. Got to have some fun here as she does miss it. Though, however, Haksell and it looks like Montero is down there. She comes up with the jump ball. Possession will stay with the Indians here in this one. As you're
they called the travel there on Montero.
Okay.
She rolled around on the ground there to try to get that loose ball, but no good.
As I say, I could not see what was going on down there. Again, Gollery lays it up and in there for the easy 2, and it kind of seems like this press is really getting to this Lady Lynx team. They get it across half court just to almost turn it over like they just did right there.
They did right there, yeah. I mean, it seems like the way to beat the press is, dribble through it and pass. You got to pass through it at all times. They're doing a good job of passing it, but they're just not making the smartest pass every time, I would say. Not making the best pass either, but I mean, it's looking all right so far. We're breaking it somewhat easily.
There is, but at the same time, too, I feel like sometimes you see with the guys where they just tell everyone to back out and let Trayvon just go to work. I think they need to start doing that with Erin Young on the press there as the long 3 by Benelli, no good. Rebounded by this Lady Lynx team. Erin Young on the outlet on a pass from Preston. She makes a pump fake, and she lays it up and in for the easy 2. So Young, that's where they're going to have to get going fast.
Looking like Antonio Brown getting the pass in the back of the end zone, making sure the feet are still in. 2-hit and catch there from Erin Young.
If you didn't know, it sounded like a Steelers fan right there.
No, I'm not a Steelers fan. And that was just the first wide receiver that popped into my head.
He is one of the best in the NFL, so I can give you that one. Penn over to the top of the key now for Bates. Bates guarded by Young. Again, look for that to be a key matchup here as Benelli takes the 3 air ball, and it goes out of bounds. So it'll be with the Lady Lynx here in this one. Imani Smith comes back in for looks like Malone, and I believe Kennedy Lawling's going to check in for her first minute. She comes in for Cameron.
Kennedy Lawling, she hasn't gotten that many minutes, but when she does, it seems like, she's a really good defender, and I'd say that I'll give her that. She's not the best offensive player. She has a jump shot. It's not falling for her right now. She's more of like a corner specialist. She's just going to be hover around the 3-point line. But on the defensive end, her effort is really what keeps her in the game.
It almost looked like a shot right there. I believe she was trying to get it to Young. She somehow does. Young finds Montero left all alone on the paint, and she's going to lay it up and in every time.
Nice pass there from Erin Young. She could have taken the layup right there, but that was a good pass because it found the more open and closer Kalia Montero.
As we have a 3 from the corner by Tia Woods, no good. Erin Young was trying to close out, but we could not. Now we have an over-the-back foul going on the Indians here in this one. I believe that one is going to go on Benelli as well. 17-16 lead here for your Lady Lynx, but really this full court press is still giving them issues here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and it's also giving them layups if they break it easily. We shot 25% from the field in the first half yesterday. Seemed like there was a lid on the basket. Imani Smith, that was a dribbling through the whole team. Getting the layup there.
That was a good move there by Imani. I was wondering, a little careless there. I didn't know if she was going to give it up at first, but she, just like you said, you want to see them finish those layups.
Yeah, you want to see them just finish it. Montero gets the steal. Smith, once again, just going to the lane. There's kind of the extra pass that was not needed there. Got it to Montero, but they're going to call kind of a jump ball there on.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, it was one of those plays where it was a jump ball just because they kind of blocked it, but it stayed in Montero's hand the whole time.
Throw it into Young. Young for 3, no, but Montero offensive rebound, put back, no. Way off there on a floater, but Kennedy Lawling comes through with a huge rebound. Preston trying to feed Montero down low. Couldn't corral it, but gets it back off the ground, puts it up and in through 2 Lady Indians there. And this one just shows you the size and strength she has underneath.
Yeah, she had the ball pretty much at her knees and rose up in between 2 defenders. I mean, I didn't even see how that shot got off in time. I mean, I don't see how it wasn't blocked.
And now here come the Lady Indians back the other way as Casey Rice lays it up for an easy 2, but misses as Aaron Young pulls down the board here. And when they miss like that, they can't set up that full court press, and that kind of helps this Lady Lynx team out a little bit. They can set up an offense here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're not the best half-court team. I'd say we're probably better in transition along with the guys' team as well, but you know, when we get out and running, that's when we're at our best. But we have a good offense. Coach Polite has good offense. We just don't get the chance to run it all that much.
Young drove baseline, somehow saved it from going out of bounds, but nobody was paying attention to the shot clock as Preston was just holding it in the corner, and that is not a good possession here from the Lady Lynx. They have to be more aware of the shot clock on the floor.
Yeah, you got to have that basketball court awareness, really. You got to know when the shot clock is. It's not high school anymore. You got a shot clock now. So, I mean, it's definitely something. It's a big step to go from high school into the college game just because it's so different.
Now, I'm sure you might agree. Would you think there should be a shot clock in high school?
Oh, definitely.
I would.
Definitely.
I'd have to agree as well, especially just because Lamper, they just hold it for the final 2 minutes of the game, and it's not really fun to watch anymore. Yeah. So we have a foul going on the other end against, it looks like, the Lynx and Kennedy Lawling. That's her team's first here in the second quarter. 21-16 lead, just under 6 minutes to go.
I'd say this, again, going on with the high school thing, most states' high school teams do have shot clock. Most teams do, but not Illinois.
Not IHSA.
Yeah, not IHSA.
Well, we always have to be different.
Yeah, always got to be different.
That one was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay yet again with the Lady Indians. They will have a fresh 30 coming inbounding underneath their own basket. Young and Montero switch places here in this one, as it is going to be Lady Indian basketball. They inbound it to Bates on the left wing. She's driving in, kicks it back out to the top of the key there for Benelli, but she's stuck right just inside the free throw line. Turnaround jumper was not good as Malone pulls down the board as she also contested the shot.
Yeah, it was good defense there from Malone. Also in that last break, Erin Young picked up her second foul, so that's most of the reason why she went to the bench right there.
Now we got a blocking foul going on Bates yet again, the junior point guard for the Indians, as she kind of just stepped a little too late in front of Imani Smith. And again, that's exactly what you want to see Imani Smith do, drive to the basket.
Yeah, she wants to get the ball in the basket as quick as she can. That's what she's known for. She gets it in the corner right there. That's usually a shot, too, for Imani Smith.
And I'd love to see her take just a few more. I'm sure Coach Polite probably told her, hey, if you're open, take it. But if not, don't try to force one. I'm not sure he told all his girls that as well, as Smith finds Cameron down low over to Lawling. And you can see they're trying to make the extra pass, but they're all standing so close to each other that keeps the defenders all right there, too. As Smith has it at the top of the key, takes the jumper from the free throw line. No, Cameron's there, but then we have a foul going on Bates yet again, and over and back call right there, and another good offensive rebound there for the Lady Lynx.
Yeah, Bates didn't like the call. She looked right at us pretty much and said, oh my gosh. I mean, it was kind of a soft foul, but I'd still say it was definitely a foul. She came down on her arm, so definitely a foul there for the Lady Indians.
And Cameron had both hands on the basketball as Monty Smith goes around the screen sent by Cameron and knocks down the mid-range jumper there. And you'd like to see Monty Smith get a few more open looks like that.
Yeah, that was definitely a signature Monty Smith shot. You know, shot fake, go, one dribble into the three-point line. Nice little easy jumper with that lefty stroke. It looks smooth.
Now trying to answer for three at the top of the key is Rice for the Indians. No, off the front of the rim and down into Montero's hands. Here as Imani Smith will bring it up the floor. The Lady Lynx lead here in the second quarter with 4.5 minutes to play, 23-16 here over Haskell Indians Nation. Again, they are a very solid team as well. They were 12-3 on the season, and I believe 12-4 now as they lost to the receiving votes Indiana Northwest last night here in the same arena. As Imani Smith diving for the ball on the floor. She gets it, picks it up. Now she's trying to get a timeout called, and I believe that was the smart move because Benelli was there to corral that and forced the jump ball.
Yeah, she is a good play there by Imani Smith. You know, reaching behind her when she's looking to where she sees where she's going to go, goes right in behind her, pokes the ball loose, dives on the floor immediately, and she gets that loose ball.
And you think, too, I mean, Gary and Anna were not too far away here from, you know, the Indianapolis area where, you know, a few of these Lady Lynx are from. I mean, you got Aaron Young's family. I know they're here today as well. Imani Smith, she's from Indianapolis as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a homecoming game for them. And we saw Aaron Young make her debut just a couple days ago. Had a pretty good game yesterday. Now Imani Smith trying to answer.
Yeah, I mean, Imani Smith, she hasn't really had that signature game. You know, she started off pretty good. I mean, she had a 20-point game and, you know, she had a 15-point game, but nothing really, you know, that great. I mean, she's a lot better than what her stats say.
23-16. 4 minutes left to play. The Lynx have the basketball and the lead coming out of the timeout. Preston, Cameron, Lawling, Montero, and Malone on the floor here for the Lady Lynx. Again, back in the home whites as Lawling goes from downtown. No, Cameron about pulled down the board. Instead, it's Rice here for the Indians.
But I like that shot from Lawling. I mean, she's usually kind of afraid to take that shot, but, you know, it was a good play, and she was open. It nearly went down for her, but, you know, it's a good shot here for her.
And you're not going to hit them all, but you got to take the open ones, that's for sure. Again, Penn missed the jumper on the other side, and there was a foul on the other end on Bates, so she's going to pick up 3 here, and I don't think we'll probably see her for the rest of the half.
Yeah, definitely. If you're Shane Flanagan, you know, you're not going to put her back in. She's your starting point guard. She doesn't want to pick up that 4th foul. And especially, yeah, she's kind of a loose cannon out there on the defensive end. She's going to reach for everything.
And good pass there from Preston down low to Montero, who had the positioning here. But, again, do you like the move there where she already had her feet set? She already knew she was going up for that shot regardless as soon as she caught it.
Yes and no. I think Montero, she knows what move she's going to make even before she touches the ball, which can be repetitive after a while. I think, you know, they're going to figure it out. She probably has, you know, I'm going to go this way this time, this way another time. They're probably planning that out and see if she's going to go this way on me, so I'm going to play her this way. She needs to catch it, feel the defense, and then make her move. You know, she needs to make the move based on how the defense is playing her.
And that's why I asked you, because I saw the double team was already there before she caught the basketball. So that's why I was just wondering. She does make 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Almost came up with a steal right there, but she was out of position as Julian will just lay it up and in for that one. But you got to like the aggressiveness here. She's trying to go after everything, and it's something the Lynx could not be able to do anything right yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like the lid was on the basket, but they're finally knocking down shots today. So it's good to see. This team is good when they play the way that they should.
And you say it all the time as Lawling now over to Malone, who just kind of throw up a wild shot. Cameron tries to tip it right back to Montero. I mean, it was a heck of a play there in this one, but it's going to be out of bounds going back the other way. But, I mean, we talk about this all the time. They didn't lose anybody. You say that they're always 22-0. It's the same team. Yeah,
it's basically the same team. I mean, Grace Schroeder and Booth is really the only people that we lost. But, I mean, they definitely played a big role in our team, but we added a few key pieces too, and we're getting some people back.
I mean, you got also Cameron as well, added her. I mean, she came from Lincoln Land, a 2-year college. She saw us played against us actually, as Antone knocks down the 3 right there, cuts it to a 3-point lead now for the Lady Lynx. It's 24-21, 2:15 to go. They do break the press here, finds Cameron over to Malone. Malone now trying to set up the offense here. And I must say, I do kind of like Malone running the point here a little bit as Preston from the left wing knocks it down. I mean, that was a Purdy shot right there. Nothing but net for number 2, Preston.
Yeah, she's definitely probably the best 3-point shooter on our team. I'd say definitely her last year as well. But she hasn't really found that shot, the confidence yet. I mean, she's a quick trigger. She likes to shoot those threes, but when it's not falling, she's kind of hesitant sometimes.
Montero's going to pick up a foul down on the other end, as it looks like Kaylee Julian is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Actually, they gave the foul on Malone, not Montero, so that's a big break for Coach Polite's squad as well, because I believe, did she have 3 before halftime as well yesterday?
Yeah, she had at least 2. It was Montero that was in the foul trouble yesterday, I believe. But no, going back to what you said about the team from last year, you got to remember, we didn't have Victoria Malone or Tia Clark last year either. They're both injury. I mean, Malone had the torn ACL and Tia had the shoulder surgery. So, I mean, just adding those two is a big key for this Lakes team.
And then to start the season, you didn't have Aaron Young or Van Coley. As Smith, it was a good read, but again, just a little too high there for Cameron, and it's out of bounds. 27-22, minute 30 to go here. Again, you got to like the way the Lynx are passing the basketball, but sometimes it's just, like you said, it's almost too many passes.
Yeah, sometimes you need to be a little more selfish, especially for a girl like Erin Young, who can score in so many different ways. You just want to see her take the ball.
As she does barrel up the defense right there on Benelli, who can't hit that one. As Smith pulls down the board, 27-22. They had Malone in the corner, but instead they go to Preston. Preston drives baseline, up and under move. Almost got the friendly touch. Could not. Ball's loose on the floor and ends up in the hands of the Indians here in this one as Dial now trying to come back the other way. And it looks like Rice now at the top of the key trying to drive in. And what a pass there by Benelli to get it to Julian, but she does not take the shot. Instead, Rice now will take it. And that's a long three, no good, as Smith pulls down the board.
It seems like we're kind of better conditioned than them. It seems like we're always beating them up the floor. We're always outrunning them. So we just need to use that to our advantage, definitely going in the second half. We're a good transition team. We need to use it.
And that's maybe where the press, this Haskell's press could possibly hurt them, as Cameron bounce passes one to Preston, cutting into the lane. She had it, but then lost it, and they do call the double dribble there. I believe it was a good call, but it was a good find there yet again from Hannah Cameron. And the shot clock will be turned off here with the final 16 seconds. Guine checks back in for Aaron Young. Just make sure she doesn't pick up any silly fouls between now and the next 16 seconds. 27-22. Shot clock turned off. Haskell with the basketball. They trail to your Lady Lynx here in this one. Benelli with it at the top of the key. She's guarded by Malone, trying to give it to Rice. Still holding it at the top of the key. Guarded by Cameron. Spinning to the left and count the basket and the foul as Cameron got her on the arm, as Rice made it anyway, and she's going to the line for one opportunity here to cut it to a 2-point game.
Cassie Rice, she's been playing very good. She is one of the best players on their team, if not the best, and she's only a freshman. Just converts the and one right there to make it a 2-point game with 2 seconds left. Monty Smith's going to have to fire one up, and nearly got it there off front rim. But going back to Rice, she finds the spots in the defense where she can attack, and I think that's really what is letting them back in this game.
No, that is letting them back in this game. Also, at the same time, too, the Lynx don't have the exact same amount of size here, but it seems like you said, they're more quicker, they're more physical here, and I believe that Haskell's press, it works for them, but like you said, they're starting to get a little bit tired here, so they're either going to have to back off or they're going to have to continue to run it, and Lynx are just going to eventually, late maybe in the fourth quarter, blow right by them.
Yeah, they just need to pounce when they see the tiredness and the weakness, when they see the blood pretty much. You got to go at them. And, like you said, the press, it's wear and tear on these girls, and if you use it the whole game, it can work towards your disadvantage. And, if we're breaking it this easy, why even use it?
You're exactly right. 27-25 here at halftime. Now, real quick here, I just want to point out, it looks like the guys have the same type of jerseys here as the Lady Lynx, or as the Haskell Lady Indians here in this one. So we're probably going to see the same type of jerseys in game number 2 as well when the men's team take on Haskell as well here in this one. I also want to point out real quick, one last thing is both teams here today have rode together, and we were the only ones that rode separately here in this one. So kind of interesting how the thought process works, and we are a first-year NAIA school. We're still trying to feel things out here in this one, but maybe riding together is not all a bad thing.
No, definitely not. It gets them, as you say that, the guys pull in. You see all the managers coming in, so, maybe we could do that maybe for another road trip.
Again, unfortunately, we don't have any more road trips, so this is the last one of the year. 27-25 as we head to halftime. Your Lynx lead by 2. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so to recap the stats and analysis from this first half, so don't go anywhere. You guys are listening to Lady Lynx basketball right here on 89X.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE Superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, Mom. Is Claire's birthday party today? Me again, Mom. Where did I put my history book? Hi. Sorry, forgot one last thing. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate. At school, I start looking out the window, and then I forget what I was supposed to be thinking about. I know it seems like I don't care, but I do. It's just difficult for me. Love you, Mom. Bye.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive. Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to, are you? Kids, work, listening to the radio. You're busy, which is great because busy people can't get prediabetes. Oh my, I read that wrong. They can. Should have worn my glasses. So visit doihaveprediabetes.org and take a short test because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
They say that car crashes happen in slow motion. The reality is that crashes happen fast. There's no time to think and no time to check if your child is in the right car seat. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your kids in the right seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Get more info at safercar.gov/the right seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's so loving. She's so comforting. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Toast, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives.
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies!
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it. And you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food, because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Vera Roth, and I'm here with Alyssa Swystall, and she is the Disability Service Coordinator here on campus. And Alyssa, thank you for joining us. So what is it that you do here on campus?
So I am the Disability Services Coordinator on campus, which means that I take a look at documentation presented to me from students that are hoping to have accommodations in their classes and on their exams. And then based on that documentation, we can provide accommodations, we can provide support services, we can provide alternative versions of textbooks and other alternative formats for learning materials. So pretty much whatever a student needs while they're here on campus, if it's related to their disability, I'm the person.
You also run the Access Program, so what is the Access Program?
The Access Program is a program that's housed within the Office for Disability Services, but it's actually not just closed for students with disabilities. We are opening the program up to serve any student that would like to be a better student. So the Access Program includes a couple of different features, the first of which being Access Prep Week. So Access Prep Week starts off with students coming to campus the week before their freshman year, or whatever their first year on campus is going to be if they're a transfer student. And they get to spend that week sort of doing College Prep 101. So they get to meet me, they get to work with other students in the program, they get to meet our student leaders, and we get to do all kinds of fun stuff on campus. So we'll go on campus tours, we'll talk a little bit about some basic skills that students are going to need while they're here. We'll talk about the tutoring center and take a tour, have students meet a couple of our teachers and a couple of our faculty members, so that way when classes get rolling, they feel prepared. Additionally, during Access Prep Week, we do some discussions about the ways to be a successful student. We talk about time management, we talk about study skills and note-taking habits. So pretty much whatever students are going to need to get ready to roll, we try to cover during that week. The next feature of the Access Program starts that first week when it becomes time to start classes where students come and meet with me 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the student and what they want to talk about. But during those meetings, we'll sit down for about a half an hour and we'll talk about class. We'll talk about life. We'll talk about grades and assignments and things that students are experiencing on campus that they are trying to work through. We talk about the homework assignments that are giving them stress and the ways that they can best prepare for their exams. We sometimes will encounter some situations with instructors that we need to work through. So I help them sort of problem solve their way to being great students. Another feature of the Access program, which is usually the parents' favorite feature of the Access program, is that students who are enrolled in the program get the benefit of having an extended outreach to their families. So we sort of keep that accountability going both in campus and off campus. That way students can have that sense of camaraderie and community and connectedness, both on campus and off. So parents will get updates regarding grades, regarding some goals that we're setting within our meetings, regarding the progress that we're making, and sometimes the struggles that we're having. So that way, if somebody at home has a creative solution, we can go ahead and use that too.
I'm Vera, and I'm here with Alyssa Swystall, and she is a Disability Service Coordinator here on campus.
So what kind of activities do you do with the Access students?
I really wanted to have an opportunity for students to work together a little bit more often, to socialize a little bit more often. So Access study tables are a great way that we're accomplishing that this year, where students are able to sort of hang out and talk and work together on different assignments and projects. And it's been, I think, a pretty successful opportunity. Occasionally, we'll still have group meetings where we'll talk about specific sort of lessons. So we'll talk about preparing for job interviews. We'll sometimes cover stuff with resumes.
Now, you mentioned Access student leaders. So what are the Access student leaders?
Yeah, Access student leaders are students that have been in the program, who've kind of gotten their feet wet and know what it's about, and who are interested in leadership opportunities, interested in sharing the benefits that they've had in the Access program with other incoming students. So the Access student leaders are going to be there at those study tables. They're going to be around to help support the program. They're going to be faces on campus that a student can go talk to if they're having a problem that they may not want to come to me about.
So what is your favorite part of your job?
Oh my gosh, my favorite part of my job is the students. Absolutely the students. Every day I get to look at my schedule and see which person I get to hang out with that day and who's going to be coming in and what we might get to do. I've always been a huge fan of learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I love learning new things. And so if I can share some of that excitement with a student, if I can motivate a student to feel like they are participating in their education instead of just sort of going through it, that's a good feeling.
Well, thanks for your time, Melissa.
Absolutely.
I've been Vera Roth. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for the second half of today's game. Coming up next, you're listening to Lincoln College Basketball on 89X.
We're back here as we're about 30 seconds away here from getting a start in the second half, or I should say the third quarter. 27-25 lead here for, again, this Lady Lynx squad. Adams pointing at me, telling them, turn it up more, I can't hear you. So kind of a little sidetracked here. But the Lady Lynx have played pretty well in that first half. I believe Erin Young leading the way, and I feel like she's going to have to lead the way in the second half as well, but I'll also try to find a few more of her teammates.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we need to have a little more balanced scoring. Actually, not too bad. I mean, Kalia and Aaron both with 8 points. Also, Montero with 7 rebounds in that first half, 3 offensive, that's good. I mean, and 11 turnovers as a team. That needs to be cleaned up a little bit if we want a shot at winning this game.
And Haskell will have the basketball to start this third quarter. They trail by 2 here in this one. Scolari now down low to Rice, but it looked like it was blocked by Erin Young, but the official is going to bail her out, Rice, as Young going to pick up another foul.
That's going to be her third foul, so she's got to be careful. She cannot pick up that fourth whatsoever. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I was going to say maybe sit her for a couple minutes, but you got to leave her in the game, as she is going to sit down for a little bit.
I was going to say, I think Coach Polite has the same thing that you're thinking. Got to take her out there. It's unfortunate that she picked it up in the first 20 seconds here in the third quarter.
So you're going to have to lean on someone else to carry the scoring load. I'd say either Montero or even Amani Smith, who didn't have that bad of a first quarter, or a first half, I should say.
Cameron now with it over to Preston. Preston to Malone. She's at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock. Looking right. Swinging it right now to Preston. Looking for the corner. Dead back to Malone. She's trying to drive in. Bounce passes one to Preston on the right wing. Puts up a shot. Kind of forced one with 5 seconds to go. But we have a foul on the other end as Montero got the putback. And I believe they actually said it was on the Lady Lynx here in this one. I believe Monica Preston must have pushed off or something. I don't even know what they just called down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I mean, Monica Preston only 2 fouls. Nothing really to worry about. As I was saying earlier, Amani Smith had 4 points in that first half, so definitely a step in the right direction for her.
Rice takes the mid-range jumper, no good, just a tad too strong. Malone pulls down a huge rebound here as this Haskell defense kind of takes the air right out of Malone and forces a bad pass right there. Again, you had 3 Haskell players still on this side of half court. You'd want to see kind of maybe a baseball pass down the other way. I mean, to a smart player, obviously.
Yeah, you got to make a good pass, and that's the big thing about it. But, I mean, you got to be more aware of, like, the doubles are coming. You got to get it out of your hands quick.
And there's the double dribble right there on Glory, and we saw that called a little bit there in the first half. Love to see it go both ways here, but this Haskell team, they're going to set up this full court press yet again. It worked kind of well in the first half. Preston saying, hey, throw it over her head, but instead they take the for sure pass in Hannah Cameron, now to Smith to break the press.
Yeah, they're kind of doing a man-to-man kind of press, so once you get the ball inbound, just clear out. You just got to get everyone across half court. But we do break it fairly simple, as it's a 1-point game, 27-26.
Cameron now with it on the low post, back out to Preston from 3. No. Looks like Rice and Montero tied up with the ball. Jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Lady Lynx here in this one, as they will keep possession. 9 seconds on the shot clock. And still have not scored here in this third quarter yet, but it's easy when they only get one shot as well.
Yeah, they only 1 possession for us so far.
Preston now with it. They threw it into Smith. She kicks it out to the corner for Smith. She does not make the 3. However, we had a foul before the pass, as I couldn't see who that one was on. I believe that one's going to go on Penn. It's only going to be her first. Still a 1-point game here, but and you got to like the better ball movement here by this Lynx team.
Yeah, they're making the smart pass, definitely. They missed Amani Smith on the perimeter. They did find her, but it was a little late.
Yeah, an out fast break opportunity there for Bates, who's got 3 fouls back in it. She could not hit it, though. It's batted out of bounds on the sideline. It'll stay with the Lady Indians here in this one. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. 27-26 lead here for the Lady Lynx. They throw it into Bates. Bates trying to work on Malone. Now gives it up to Rice. Rice and Cameron. Cameron's got Rice. It's an interesting choice there. I mean, we talked about how Hannah Cameron can play the 4 at a time, but Rice may be a little bit kind of smaller, but count the basket and the foul from the jump shot here in this one with Glory. Glory, as Montero and her just kind of touched hands at the end, and that's all it takes.
It was a 3-pointer as well. So, yeah, it's going to be 29-27 now. Chance to make it 30-27. We need a spark on offense. You need to get something going. She converts the 4-point play as Glory does.
And that's a big momentum shifter there a little bit. You've been trailing kind of the whole game, and now all of a sudden you hit a 4-point play, which is not all that common in basketball. It happens, yes, unless you're the Harlem Globetrotters and you stick the little thing down there and say a 4-point play, a 4-point shot anyway. As we have a timeout now taken by Coach Polite. Wants a 30-second timeout to talk things over here. But, Adam, I mean, only 3 minutes into the third quarter, not much is kind of happening here. What did the Lynx need to do offensively to kind of just get some easy buckets here?
It's kind of hard without, Aaron Young drawing the defense in. I think you need to put her in for a couple minutes here and then sit her a couple minutes. We just need to get something scoring. I like the timeout by Coach Polite. Where our offense is just it's stagnant. It's going nowhere, and we need something to be set up. I think Coach Polite's going to come out right here and draw up a good play, and we're going to get a basket.
And also as well, and maybe part of the reason is because Aaron Young on the bench with 3 fouls. When do you see her possibly coming back in this ball game?
Maybe another 2 minutes or so, I'd say. It's like 7:40 left to play in this third quarter. I think maybe around the 5-minute mark, you'd probably see her come back in the game.
But she's definitely going to have to be smart with that, because she picks up another one. She'll be sitting for a lot longer than just 5 minutes in the third quarter. Malone with it. Goes to the left side corner for Montero. Bounce passes one back to Malone. 6 seconds on the shot clock. It doesn't look like anybody's paying attention. Now she sees it. Trying to bounce pass one to Montero, who takes the jumper from the baseline. Almost got it to go. However, off the side of the rim and out here for the Lady Lynx. 30-27 now. Here comes Rice trying to go coast to coast. And she's going to be fouled hard by Montero. And this could get interesting here in this one, because I believe that could be Montero's 3rd or 4th.
I think it's her 3rd. Actually, no, they're going to call that on Hannah Cameron. And that's her 3rd foul. I didn't think she was even in the play.
That's twice. That's twice now I've gotten Montero with fouls, and neither one of them have been on her.
I think even Cameron just kind of seems kind of speechless. She's like, where was the foul? It seems like, yeah, she's always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Price makes them both 32-27, and this was all Lincoln in the first half. I mean, yes, Haskell made their runs as Tia Clark looked like she dribbled it out of bounds, but I think the Lynx caught a break there. You thought you saw the same thing.
Yeah, she definitely dribbled it off her thigh right there, but it's kind of caught a break, like you said.
Maybe that was the makeup call for down here, giving it to Cameron.
Well, Aaron Young will check back in. And it's good thing, you need to get her back in the offense somehow.
And we have a foul on the baseline there. A good pass by Tia Clark to bounce pass one in there to Cameron. And I believe Benelli is going to pick up her second here, team second in the quarter as well. On just under 7 minutes to play, the Lynx going to inbound underneath their own basket. I got to like the aggressiveness that they came with Tia Clark as well. Catch and shoot off the inbounds is Preston, and she knocks it down just inside the 3-point line.
Yeah, it was a good play there by the Lady Lynx. Just they expect us to go out and get a three, but we're just going to take the open shot. Not a compressor had it right there. Nice little mid-range.
And it's a ball movement here by this Lady Indians offense unit, but they cannot hit the three. They get their own miss, and it's Benelli, but then she throws it right to Preston as Imani Smith coming back the other way to the corner now for Clark, who would have probably taken that three from the corner last year. Instead finds Cameron, but they're going to say she stepped on the baseline before she turned back around to find Cameron. I don't know about all that, but like we said, it's on the other end of the floor. Can't see that far.
Yeah, we definitely couldn't see it, but I'd like to see Tia Clark just take that shot from the corner. I think, they were closing out on her, but they weren't close enough. She still would have got the shot off, and it still would have been pretty open.
And Benelli drives in, kicks one out. Now it's almost tipped. Somehow ends up in the hands of Penn. And now Golari is going to take the three and knocks it down right there. 35-29 now, as the Lynx have only had 2 points here in this 5-minute stretch here to start the third quarter. Now they find Preston. Preston going coast to coast. Can't lay it up and in. It looked like it might have been tipped out of bounds by Young, but they say it was off Gloria, and it'll stay with this Lady Lynx team. But here comes Montero back into the ballgame.
Yeah, she's got to be a big part of our offense. You got to get her some touches down low, because she had 8 points in that first half. You got to get her going here in the second.
Lynx hit the inbound as Clark threw it right to Gloria. I understand that they were trying to feed Montero.
And then Gloria steps on the baseline.
I was going to say, I don't know.
She'll be at the turnover there.
So we'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Don't try to force that pass into Montero. I know it's a good play, but you can't force it.
They do throw it into Young this time, which I believe is the smart play. 25 seconds. She's just going to drive right in, puts one up off the glass. Can't get it to go. Montero with the smart play to tip it out to Imani Smith. Good awareness there by Montero. She has it now, goes back to the top of the key here for Preston. And maybe look for this. Maybe is this a 2-3 zone I'm seeing here by Haskell a little bit? They kind of switched it up a little bit as they do come away with the rebound there.
Yeah, they're kind of switching between the man-to-man into the 2-3 zone, so you got to be aware of that if you're the Lady Lynx.
And Gloria yet again, a 5-foot jumper, no offensive rebound by the Indians. Couldn't get that one to go with Penn, but a little lackadaisical there on the defensive side of things. No box out, no nothing there, and she came out of nowhere.
And it seemed like the ball bounced right next to Erin Young. She's had no urgency to go grab it. So, we need to have more court awareness. You got to see where the ball is.
We are going to pick up a foul here on the other end as the Lady Lynx trying to feed Montero's down low. Only the team's third here, and that one goes on Sierra Penn. Still 35-29. Lynx looking for a basket desperately here in this third quarter. Tia trying to throw it into Young. Young could have drove to the basket. There was a lane wide open. She did not. Instead, she throws it out of bounds trying to find Clark here in this one. And it doesn't look like the same Erin Young as we're used to seeing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she has so much urgency to score like she did last year. She catches that ball on the top of the key. She sees the open lane. She's going to attack it, But it just seems like she's a little more passive this year. Maybe it's Coach Blythe's system, I would say. But you got to use Erin Young to the best of her abilities. And she's good when she's scoring the ball.
And Bates took a three. No, got the offensive rebound. This time Preston gets the rebound there off the miss by the Indians, and then Tia Clark trying to feed Young yet again. This time, those are right into the hands of Gloria yet again. So Rice now on the fast break trying to feed it. Count the basket and the foul there for Tia Woods. And another interesting call down here right next to us.
Yeah, not much contact, but, I guess just enough to alter the shot. It didn't seem that. It didn't seem that like that much contact, but she still got it up. It seemed like she shot it pretty unfazed, so it was an one opportunity.
And Preston picks up her third. And that's not what you want to see here for the Lady Lynx. But, however, though, if there's one team that knows how to beat a press, then that's one way to do it right there. Cameron to Young to just go coast to coast. But she can't hit. Montero got the miss. She can't hit either. And once again, it seems like, as you said yesterday, there's a lid on that basket right now here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we can't seem to get anything. Only 2 points scored, and I believe they were off free throws, I believe. So, yeah, we need to get something going here.
Rice now with it over to Woods. Across court past the Bates. She sits her feet. Jakes the three. No. Price trying to drive in. It looked like it was off of Price, but Young tries to go save it. There's the energy we were looking for, but I don't know if that one was off of her.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I think she wouldn't have ran after it if it wasn't off of her, so she probably thought it was. So it's still good hustle there by Aaron Young.
The officials talk about the shot clock. They do say 28 seconds.
I want to say something about Aaron Young's shoes. They go with Haskell's jerseys perfectly. They really do. The teal and the purple. I just wanted to point that out. Go ahead.
I didn't even notice that till you just said that. Gloria did knock down the three, 41-29, and now Coach Polite's going to have to use another timeout, a full timeout taken right here. And what was a 27-25 lead at halftime, or to start this third quarter, is now a 41-29 deficit here for this Lady Lynx squad here in this one. Adam, what's going on here in this third quarter? I know that there's a lid on the basket, but what else is going on?
It seems like there's no movement with our offense. We're just kind of standing around. It seems like we're kind of playing like the baskets are going to get handed to us and we're going to get wide open layups like we did in the first half. But they made adjustments. They're well coached and they know how to play us now. So we have to adjust and find different ways to score.
Now, let's talk about a little bit. There was quite a few turnovers here in this third quarter as well. A couple bad passes, a couple mistakes there by the Lady Lynx. How can they clean that up going for the rest of this quarter and kind of going into the fourth quarter as well?
Just make smarter passes. You don't have to go for the best pass of all time. You don't have to go for one that's going to wow the crowd. You just got to go for a pass that's just going to get the job done at this point. You need points.
And I think at this point, I'm with you. I like what you said earlier about, sometimes you might want to be a selfish player here and just kind of go try to get your own. And maybe that provides a spark not only for you, but it could light the team on fire as well.
Yeah, especially for girls like Aaron and Nautica. Even Victoria Malone can get herself going, driving to the basket. She just need to get some points.
Preston now has it. Look for her to kind of spot up three if she's open. She will take it if she's open here. The 2-3 zone now by Haskell, but looks like Preston has it in the corner. She's trying to drive baseline with 9 seconds, and that's a good move right there. Driving in and lays it up and in for the easy two.
Definitely a good move there for Nautica Preston, noticing that they're not going to guard her baseline, so she goes right at it and gets the easy two.
And we saw that in the first half right in front of us, and we liked the move. She did it on the other end this time, but Haskell has a chance to answer here. Glory now with it, trying to drive in on Montero. It looked like she was about to fall and finds Rice, somehow drives in right side lane and puts it up through contact as Aaron Young just had to stand there and kind of keep her hands up.
Yeah, she can't pick up that fourth foul, but I don't even see how that ball went in. That was just a good finish there from Rice.
Malone now trying to break this press. They got about 1 second to do it. They did not here, and you can see Coach Polite very frustrated here in this one that he finally got a basket to go, and then they can't get across half court here in this one. 43-31 as Imani Smith's going to check back in.
Yeah, you got to take out someone. You need to get something going off the bench, so Imani Smith going to provide that spark for us, hopefully.
And Smith, normally a starter here for Coach Polite. Malone started in the place of her today, as that one was almost tipped away by Cameron. 43-31, 2:30 left to play here in the third quarter. Haskell with the basketball and the lead. Glory now trying to drive in, but has it tipped there by Aaron Young. She's all alone on the fast break. Rice actually kind of caught her and made her alter the shot just a little bit. She can't hit either, and now we have a frustration foul 90 feet away from the basket going on this Lady Lynx squad here in this one, and that might put them in the bonus.
Yeah, it's Montero's third as well, so she's got to be careful. Like you said, going to put us in the bonus. Like the 5 fouls means 2 shots in girls basketball for the quarter, so we got to be careful. We cannot pick up dumb fouls the rest of this quarter.
Doesn't hit the first one right here.
Or maybe it's not a dump foul. If she misses the free throws, maybe it's a different type of game plan for us.
I mean, she's hit a lot of shots in this ball.
Yeah, she's hit a lot of shots.
But I think we might have found her kryptonite.
Yeah. They're not the best free throw shooting team, but, I think they're going to make them when it comes down to crunch time. So maybe not have that as our only game plan.
Malone forces one right there. I don't think that was the shot Coach Polite wanted there. Awfully quick in the shot clock, but you got to get any points you can. 43-31, the Lynx trying to come back in this one as they try to feed, again, Julian down low, but could not. Threw it over her head and out of bounds. And this is where Haskell makes a turnover here. This is where the Lynx have to capitalize.
Yeah, they have to capitalize on their turnovers. You got to make room for their mistakes. You got to capitalize right here.
And one thing I also want to say, we've seen this press all day long. How can you break this here rather easily? We just saw a 10-second call.
Yeah, it's a man-to-man press, so just get the ball in and clear out. Make someone go one-on-one.
They feed Montero down low. Nice bounce pass there from Hannah Cameron. Even got a little applause here from Adam sitting over here.
It was a nice pass, and it was a good finish there. Nice little jump hook, little baby hook from Montero from the right hand.
And she also had very good positioning down low. This time the double team didn't come, and Sierra Penn drove to the basket right there. I was actually surprised she got that far. Cameron comes up with it, trying to drive, finds Young. Young all alone takes the jumper and knocks that one down. And there you go. Back-to-back possessions, back-to-back points here for the Lynx, and maybe that's just what they needed.
Yeah, I thought that was a three there from Young. I figured if she's that wide open, she might as well just step back and take the three. But still just got it to an 8-point game. But that's Montero's fourth foul, so she's got to take a seat for a little bit.
And that's a big loss here for the Lady Lynx. I mean, she's really been kind of the only one to kind of stop Glory down here in this one. Be interesting to see who they have to put on her from here on out.
They're going to bring in Kennedy Lawling along with Preston. But I think you got to put Hannah Cameron on Guillory just to try to stop her in some way. And even Lawling can provide just this effort and heart to guard her.
Knocks down the second one as well. 45-35 now, so the Lynx cutting the lead just a tad off of those few back-to-back bats. But Lawling has it, trying to feed Cameron. She does find Cameron. They do get it across half court to Young. Young had a lane, goes right in. Euro steps around, cannot hit the floater. But Malone was there for the putback. No, she can't hit either, as here comes Haskell back the other way. They lead it 45-35, 45 seconds to go. Gloria now trying to feed her man down low. That was Julian, but could not. Stolen on the fast break. Here goes Young all alone, coast to coast. Count the basket and the foul. As Aaron Young single-handedly, there's the effort and the fire and the passion that we wanted to see. You knew if this game got close, she was going to start to take over.
I like how Aaron Young, as soon as she notices the ball's on the floor and she knows someone's going to pick it up, she just sprints down the floor. She wants that layup. She wants the points. And she just wants to get her team back into the ball game. So she's going to try to make it an 8-point game.
Cannot hit the free throw right there. And maybe that's where if Montero's in the game, some of those offensive rebounds could go kind of our way. She did get a hand on that one, was Young. Knocked it away from Rice right there. As now Dale down low to Glory. Turn around, right hand hook. Almost got it to go. I mean, she's a pretty good post player, but that one just misses.
It was a good move, but I think a little bit of better defense there from Hannah Cameron.
Malone now with it at the top of the key. 46-37, 10 seconds left. Preston and Malone kind of playing catch. 7 seconds, shot clock turned on. Over to the left wing now for Lawling. Swinging it to the corner now for Preston. She's trying to drive in, finds Young. 1 second, puts up the shot. Got it to go as the time will expire. So the Lynx, not a good start to the third quarter, but ended it fairly well here on a little bit of a run. They get it back to within single digits, 46-39. We have 10 minutes left to play. And Adam, what would you say maybe in those last 3-4 minutes or so, the Lynx what were they starting to do well?
I think they were playing better defense. They're getting a lot more loose balls, a lot more turnovers on Haskell. So, you just need to get more fast break points. You need to get out and run if you're the Lynx. That's what we are known to do. That's what we're so good at. So when you get the ball in off their press, just get it, pass through it, try to get a one-on-one situation.
I think you're exactly right there. 145 to 39 now, and says the scoreboard. I don't think anybody's paying attention. That's not good because they didn't give us the 100 points. I would have rather taken the 100 points than Haskell. But right now it is 145 to 39 according to the scoreboard. I believe it is 46-39. Here's the actual score. As we're just going to watch it go all the way down. They're just going to wind it down. But Adam, here in this one, I mean, you got to like the aggressiveness from Young. We didn't see the fire and the passion to start the quarter, and maybe that's what we were lacking there a little bit. But now that is she leading this team now with that fire and that passion here? Yeah, she's got to lead the team, and really just our whole squad needs to buy in, and we need to have a better understanding of how we need to win. I'm still there we go. Oh, it is. There we go. Oh, now we're back to 145. So they fixed it. They corrected it. I don't know what's going on. It must be broke or something. Yeah, it has to be. But 39-46, Haskell on top, for anyone who's wondering what the actual score is. But yeah, that should be the score going into this fourth quarter. It's a very crucial time of the game. I just wonder it, though. I know it's 46-39, but I just love how when they put 100 points on it, it goes down to 45. Like, why wouldn't you just, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not sure. I bet you they're doing it said 45, but they're trying to do the guest team score plus 1, and they're not putting the guest team score. They're just putting 1. They're just typing 1 in there, so that's probably what it is. While we're waiting here in the next 10 minutes, one time I had to run the scoreboard for the sliders while I was broadcasting. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but like you said, you have to hit guest score 1 and stuff like that. Well, there was one big inning where, I'm trying to do the scorebook too, and they had about 4 or 5 runs, and I accidentally hit 5, and actually it ended up making the score like 26-2 when they, it was supposed to be like 5-2 or something, and it was not pleasant. Everyone's like looking up. I'm like, sorry. Yeah, there's supposed to be a guy for this. Yeah. I was like, he's not here right now. Can you leave a message? I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. 46, finally. 46-39, yeah. 39. That's the score. We are ready to go, finally, here in this one. I'm sure Haskell wouldn't have minded the 100, the 100 points, but either way, here we go to start the fourth quarter. In this one, Haskell will have the basketball. They lead it, as it will be Lawling, Preston, Cameron, Young, and Malone on the floor here. Haskell to Rice. Rice trying to drive in at the free throw line. Has it poked away by Young on the ground. She finds Preston. She bounce passes one back. Outlet now to Malone, who they have a 2-on-1 fast break. As Young somehow got back, looked like she was fouled hard on the play. Nothing was there. Cameron now on the floor, feeding to Lawling. Back to the top of the key now for Preston. Drives in, takes the jumper from the free throw line, and somehow got that one to go. Interesting, very fast pace there, but Adam, they got the job done. Yeah, it was a kind roll there on the Preston jumper. I didn't think it was going in as soon as she let it go, but go off front iron, goes back, and it gives us the points. So we just need to keep building on this, as Aaron Young's going to pick up her 4th foul, as Rice just had better positioning down low. And interesting here that now Aaron Young and Montero both. That's going to bring in Amani Smith here in this one. As now it'll be interesting to see how Coach Polite plays these next 9 minutes here with Young and Montero both on the bench. That's kind of Aaron Young's only flaw in her game. She's by far the best player on the floor when she's out there, but she's a little just too energetic and a little too like, oh, I got to get going now. And then she kind of just picks up those ticky-tack fouls. I mean, that was the one big thing last year. We didn't have a deep team, and you had Montero and all these ladies getting into some foul trouble here, and they had to play through that. I think that was a big learning step for them. I'd like to see them do it here. Lawling took the 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Imani Smith, but then the putback, she was fouled hard on. So Smith will now go to the line here for 2. And so for someone that hasn't shot the ball particularly well here, sometimes at the free throw line can help you. Maybe just see the basket go in, or the ball go in the basket. Yeah, just need to help. You need to just try to find some confidence in your jump shots. 47-41. Imani Smith trying to make it 43. So, I mean, she just needs to get something falling for her. Cannot hit that first one right there. Here comes Tia Clark back into the game for Lawling. One more free throw coming here for Smith. Second one off the back rim and out as well. So both of them cannot find the bottom of the net. And Haskell comes back the other way. It is Glory trying to go coast to coast, then kicks it back out, but stolen away by Preston. She'll try to go coast to coast as well, and it looks like finally there's a foul on the other end, and you saw Rice just come in flying high trying to smack down on Preston.
Yeah, she really did swat hard down, and I was going to say, I mean, that's only her first foul. I'm surprised. I thought she had maybe 3 or 4 at this point, but only her first foul.
She might have gotten away with a few.
Yeah, maybe gotten away. But it's got to give it to someone else. By Hannah Cameron probably picked up a couple when she had it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Again, Preston makes the first one right there. Cameron in the ball game along with Clark, Smith, and I believe that's Malone over there. Jenna Bates for Haskell was standing in my way. I couldn't see what the number was over there, and I couldn't see the knee brace or nothing.
And Jenna Bates also has 4 fouls, so you need to keep that in mind if you're the Lady Lynx.
She has definitely shot the ball well here as well, along with Rice and Haskell. But there's the offensive foul there by Haskell. Hannah Cameron stepped in there, takes the charge, and I can't believe it, man. She's one of the best at taking charge.
Yeah, she really just doesn't care if someone just runs her over. I mean, she's gonna do it anytime she can.
And almost as good as Lou Griffith there as they throw it into Clark, but has it stolen away by Bates. And then now there's a foul. Count the basket and the foul here in this one. Just interesting pass choices here by the Lady Lynx today.
Yeah, I mean, they got it into Tia Clark. You don't need to look right away back to the inbounder. I mean, Amani Smith probably our point guard in that situation, but, you got to just, if she has it inbounds and no one's guarding you, keep it for a little bit and maybe find someone else that is open when they start guarding you.
And Gloria knocks down the and one attempt here. And I agree with you. Clark is also she can be a point guard at times. She's an okay ball handler. As they inbound it to Smith, now to Malone. They do break the press. Here Preston now with it over to Smith at the top of the key. Looking back to the right wing now for Preston. She could not knock down the 3. Here in this one, it looks like some of the guys stretching out and getting in the way here. But they knock it out of bounds. It should stay with the Lady Lynx underneath their own basket with a fresh shot clock. Smith, Cameron, Preston, Young, who just checked back in, and Malone on the floor. 50-43 now as Cameron has it. Finds bounce passes one to Preston, who was cutting into the lane. And that's the ball movement you want to see more of.
Yeah, very nice pass there from Hannah Cameron. Most players don't make the bounce pass right there. They just try to pass it to her, but she realizes, it's a less crowded down there, so just throws a nice bounce pass.
And they're trying to feed the post yet again. Julian cannot, but gets her own miss. And now is fouled hard underneath the basket yet again. And they're going to say this one was on Imani Smith this time, her second. And an interesting choice here. You can also hear some of the guys talking that they didn't quite agree with that one either.
Yeah, I didn't. I definitely didn't agree with it. I thought no one had possession of the ball, so it really shouldn't have been a foul either way. People are just trying to get the ball.
Well, the Lynx come up with a steal right there on a bad pass by Haskell. Lynx coming the other way. Preston trying to go coast to coast. And we'll see if they called a blocking foul. You said one called a charge?
Yeah, the guy on the baseline who probably had a better look at it called the charge. But they're going to say it's a blocking foul.
I think it was this official up here running the sideline that called the block.
That's 4th foul on Julian. So that's another person that in foul trouble who's one of their better players down low. So you need to get them you need to try to get them to pick up that 5th foul.
50-46 now. Preston has one more free throw coming. Second one knocked down as well. So a 3-point game now here with 7 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Lynx trail by 3 here in this one. 50-47. Gloria with the basketball. Trying to drive in on Cameron. Adam called it. Cameron was going to be the one on her, and some pretty stellar defense right there as she misses rather badly.
Yeah, perfect defense there from Hannah Cameron. Just going straight up. Like I say, that's a travel there on Aaron Young. I do agree. She did kind of just immediately just try to get to the basket and did not take any time to think about dribbling.
You got to like the aggressiveness, though, there with Aaron Young. I mean, she's playing with 4 fouls. She has to be careful. I mean, it'll be interesting to see when he puts Montero back in with Young as well. And Haskell up by 3, trying to buy a basket, and now we have a foul. An interesting call there. Now the men's basketball team starting to get into this game a little bit.
Yeah, I don't agree with that foul at all. Monty Smith just playing good defense. I mean, she's not allowing her to get to the basket, but why would she allow her to get to the basket? I mean, that's what defense is. So
that's the name of the game.
That's just playing basketball. I don't see how that's a foul. They miss anyways, and we're coming back the other way.
Preston over to Malone. I was going to say, Aaron Young was close to that out-of-bounds line. I was going to say, did you see her not step out, or did you see her step out? I mean, who would have known?
She didn't step out.
No, I know. It was, sarcastically.
Yeah.
But it's stolen away there by Haskell. Yet again, they lead at 50-47. Here's the 2-on-1 fast break opportunity. I don't know what type of Antone was there. Now we have a foul going the other way
and that's the
on
fifth,
Haskell, and that was interesting.
That's the 5th foul on Bates, so she's gone. She's done. Bates, their starting point guard, is done.
That is a huge break for the Lynx, and I don't know, Preston might have got away with one down here on this 2v1. That was an awfully interesting shot that Antone took. Now the official has to go to the scores table here in this one. We already know that that's 5.
Hey, I called it. You should have listened to me.
I think they are at times. Cameron at the line, though, cannot hit a free throw right here. This is something that I don't know how many free throws we've missed today, and we're still in this ball game, but they make a few more of these. They're right there. They're still right there.
Yeah, if we make a few more of these, we're winning, right?
Yeah.
I think we've missed about 5, maybe 6 free throws.
Does hit the second, though, however. Makes it a 2-point game. 50-48 now. 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Haskell with the basketball, but it's kicked off of Preston. She kind of lost control of it. It's just bad luck there off of Preston's foot and just rolls right out of bounds. 50-48. Haskell going to inbound the sideline. They throw it into Rice. This time Rice is on Cameron. Good move there. Fakes left one way. I don't see what kind of foul that was here in this one. She barely touched her, and it's a foul every time.
Yeah, I mean, Hannah Cameron didn't agree with the call. I'm not sure.
We didn't agree with it.
She did. It was a beautiful move. It was a great move there from Rice, but, I mean, there just wasn't enough contact, I think, it didn't alter her shot at all, so I'm not seeing how there couldn't have been that much contact.
I didn't see a whole lot. Like you said, I mean, she went left and then came back to the right to avoid Hannah.
It was an up and under. She faked it and then went back on the pivot foot. I'm not sure. Just, it's a no call.
I thought so as well. It might have got away with the travel there for Tia Clark. Malone now does get it across half court here in this one. Some interesting calls have been made, but the Lynx still in the ball game. 53-48, 5:40 left to play. Going back to that 2-3 zone is Haskell. Malone has it at the top of the key, trying to feed Young right in the middle of it, swinging it around. Everybody's on the left side as that 3 there, no good by Preston. Malone comes up with the offensive rebound. Bounce passes one back to Montero, who's just now in, to Clark, over to Preston. She drives in, left side lane, denied though by Price, and she just watches it go out of bounds and says, not today.
That was a great play there from Rice coming weak side. And she's helping and just denying that ball.
One thing I did see, though, on that last possession is all the Lynx players were either in the middle or on the left side of the court. Nobody was on the right side, and that keeps the defense closer together.
Yeah, definitely. With the 2-3 zone, that's how you got to play. You got to try to spread it. You got to try to spread it out as much as you can.
Here once again, they're going everybody on the same side here. As Preston's locked in the corner with 7 seconds, trying to drive baseline out to Clark. Swinging it to Malone. 4 seconds now, top of the key, over to Clark. Clark's going to have to throw one up. She does. Not even close. And once again, it's a shot clock violation here in this one. It should be Haskell basketball.
Yeah,
but yet again, they didn't get a shot off.
It was out of bounds off of Haskell, but it shouldn't have even mattered because we didn't get it off in time. So, it was a shot clock violation over everything.
And it did not hit the rim either. As Rice is going to bring it up the floor here for this Lady Indians team. She hands one off now to Benelli. Benelli over to Gloria. Once again, handing one back off. It might have been an illegal screen, but Penn takes the long three. No good. Over the head of Montero, but Clark is there for the rebound. 53-48 now. 4.5 to play. Clark to Imani Smith. In the right side corner. Back to Young. Young to Preston. She stands at the top of the key here with 15. Goes left on the wing now for Clark. Trying to feed Montero. Back to Preston. She's trying to drive in. Kicks it out to Young. Young in the corner for three. Sets her feet. No. Montero might have touched that one. Instead, looks like Penn was trying to save it from going out of bounds, but they'll say she did step out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Lady Lynx here in this one.
Really, for the Lady Lynx, you just need to have... We were running that pick and roll really good the other day. But, I mean, you can't really do it with a zone, but I think you could probably try something like that, if you get it in the corner, if only one person's going to be guarding you, just try to run the pick and roll. And it's just, even if it doesn't open up the lane, it'll open up a jump shot.
As Young cannot hit, but Montero with the putback right there. Make it 53-50 now. Back to a three-point game. Here comes a little bit of pressure here by the Lynx. Just trying to force them. Doesn't look like they have that perimeter ball handler now that Bates is out of this ball game. So that's what the Lynx probably trying to do right here.
Yeah, you need to get the ball. You need to get the ball is stolen like they did right there as Montero comes out and takes out Tia Clark.
Good pass there from Aaron Young to Imani Smith. Knocks it in. It's a one-point game. Here come the Lynx. 53-52 in favor of the Indians, but not for long as Imani Smith has other plans along with Aaron Young. But let's go back to that little play right here. Montero went for the rebound. I know Clark did too. I mean, it was a harmless play.
They read the pass perfectly, and Montero saw it, and it was more her height, I would say. It was kind of over Tia Clark's head, so Montero just gets it and just trucks over Tia Clark. And you can see Montero got it, quickly passed it, and then picked Tia Clark back up and put her on her feet, and they both ran down the floor. So it was definitely a funny play.
And I was going to say, what awareness, because, I mean, it was right here at the baseline, right in front of us. I mean, Montero was falling out of bounds. For her to just let go of that basketball and somehow, some way found Preston was
on the other side of the court,
as you're falling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a good pass there. Noticing that they're on two separate sides of the court, and she still does find her. Pretty much throws it over her head, kind of just over there. It's kind of a miracle pass, but it did find her.
And then, of course, picking her up at the end is just, the icing on the cake right there with the laughter. 53-52 here, 3.5 minutes to play. Montero and Young both have 4 fouls apiece here.
So does Hannah Cameron as well.
And Hannah Cameron's
still on the bench.
How do you play with 4 fouls here?
You just got to go straight up on everything. I mean, if you're going straight up, there's no reason to call a foul. So just, if that gets you to give up a basket, so what? Because, I mean, you're still in the game that way.
53-52. They're definitely going to have to be careful. The officials love the whistle here today. Both teams already in the bonus with 3.5 minutes to play. Haskell with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Rice feeds it to Gloria. Down low, over to the corner now, in Benelli. Back to the top of the key here for Dale. Dale trying to drive into the right wing now for Gloria. She's going to just have to force one with 1 second left. Ball's not up, and it is a shot clock violation in favor of the Lynx here. It would have been a jump ball, but I believe the shot clock went off first. That's what they called. Lynx will have the ball back here down by 1.
Yeah, I think it would have been a shot clock violation either way, just really because they had possession of the ball.
Smith trying to inbounds here off of this full court press. They find Clark. Now back to Smith, and everyone, like you said, trying to clear out here. Clark now with it, trying to feed one to Young. What a pass there to Montero down low, and it's up and in. The Lynx have the lead here in this one as Rice read that pass, but again, jumped too soon.
Yeah, she really did jump too soon, and it was just a beautiful pass. Aaron Young falling just gets it to the open Montero.
Some good ball movement there by Haskell there. Gloria feeds to the corner in Benelli. She cannot hit the three, and it's pulled down by Young. Here come the Lynx yet again. Gloria now gets it right back as she sold away from Preston. She's trying to drive in, and there's the 5th foul on Aaron Young. And she just taunted her right there and said that she had 5 fouls here in the game. Did not call it. I believe it should have been a taunting. But, however, Aaron Young's night is done.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Definitely could have been called a technical foul for taunting, like you said.
As soon as she got that 5th foul, she put her hand straight in Aaron Young's face and said, that's 5. 54-54 after the first free throw. 2:30 left to play. And that one in as well. 55-54, back to a 1-point lead now here for, again, Haskell in this one. And so we've seen 2 players foul out, 1 for both squads here in this one.
And arguably the best player for both squads fouls out.
You're right there.
Definitely a big loss for both teams.
The best player for both sides have fouled out. We'll see what the Lynx want to do here. And now we have a foul.
It was a travel
call. They said
a
travel?
Yeah, it was Amani Smith. She was debating on whether to pass it to Montero or Tia, and she picked up the ball and then took it 2 steps and then passed it to Tia. So
okay,
it was the right call, definitely.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. 55-54. I mean, you never know. These officials have been a little shaky here at times today. 55-54, 2:12 to go. Haskell with the basketball and the 1-point lead. Benelli now has it, guarded by Preston. Trying to feed Rice down low, and we have a stoppage of play, official timeout for the shoe coming off. And
that usually doesn't happen.
This is where,
if the shoe comes off, that shouldn't be a stoppage of play. You see it in the NBA all the time. I mean, the player's shoes come off. It really shouldn't be stopped.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say, but that's what I thought. I was like, they usually let the play continue until after the made basket, per se, here in this one, but she was getting ready to go up for the shot. I mean, it helps the Lynx because I think
she would have made it.
I think so, too. And I thought as soon as they turned around and made that call, I thought Montero picked up her 5th foul.
I was really scared there. I heard the whistle go off, and then they pointed at, in Press's direction. I was like, well, that's her 4th, too, if that's a foul on her. But no, the shoe came off.
And we're going to have the last 2 minutes here. It's going to be a good one. 55-54 lead here for Haskell. I believe Coach Polite or the head coach here, Coach Flanagan, took a timeout here in this one, as it will be Haskell basketball. Again, Haskell has 3 timeouts remaining. Coach Polite only has 1 left here in this one, as Haskell inbound underneath their own basket. 2 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter. 55-54. Benelli now trying to drive in. Kicks it out. There for a jumper. I couldn't see who that was, but it is a 2. There for Penn, as it's now 57-54 in favor of Haskell. Now that looks like a foul right there. Finally a late whistle, but they do call it on Tia Clark there. I believe Gloria got that one. Only her 2nd here.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that she's only picked up 2 fouls, considering that, she's been with Montero the whole time, and Aaron Young. It's good defense, I guess, but maybe they've been on that side of the floor. Maybe they've missed a couple.
Clark does knock down the first 3, though, here in this one, or the first free throw. Not a 3. I wish it was a 3. That would have tied us up. Does have 1 more coming, though. Maybe it was just wishful thinking on my part. Does knock down the second. Now it's a 1-point game. We'll take 1 more free throw if we could. 57-56, minute 45 left to play. Haskell with the basketball and the lead. Here's some press here, but Tia Clark on the hip of Penn. Now here comes Cameron double teamed, and they're going to call a timeout before Cameron could slide her hand in there and possibly get a jump ball. So they will take a 30-second timeout right here for Haskell. They lead by 1. Adam coming down the stretch. No Aaron Young here in this one. Montero and Cameron both have 4 fouls. What are you looking for here on an offensive side of things, and then how do you set up your defense to capitalize?
I think maybe protect it a little bit. They have not been very deadly from the outside. Maybe go into a zone right here. It'll protect the players, and it might allow them to take some bad shots from the three-point line. If they do knock them down, so be it. I mean, they're not going to beat us by doing what they like to do. We want to force them to do something they're not comfortable with.
I like the idea. Hopefully Coach Polite was listening in and heard Mr. Hoffman say that. We'll see what happens here in the next minute 40. Haskell lead by 1, 57-56, as they will inbound it to Rice straight ahead. Kicks it out now to the corner for Dale, and she takes the 3 and knocks it down. 4-point lead now here for the Indians. 60-56, and the Lynx got to get it across half court. Cameron now with it, sees a lane, trying to drive, bounce, passes 1 to Preston, sets her feet, takes the 3, knocks it down, and they answer right up back to a 1-point lead now, minute 20 to go.
That was a beautiful play there from Hannah Cameron, breaking the press pretty much on her own, finding finding Preston. It was a great pass, steps right into it, knocks it down.
Gloria now with it. She's back in the ball game. She's kind of been the key man as she feeds Rice a little high. She gets it back in the corner, trying to drive baseline, puts it up, and we have a foul. And if this one's on Montero, that is her 5th.
It's going to be on Tia Clark trying to take a charge. But that's also her 4th. But, minute left, you can pick up that 4th foul, no problem.
And only got a minute to play now. 60-59. And Gloria at the line. She did miss a pair earlier in this ball game. As she cannot hit that one either. So she does have one more free throw coming. But again, so far from the free throw line, 0 for 3. Kind of her kryptonite.
All right, now she did knock down the 2 that put Erin Young out of the game. That was her big free throws of the game. But yeah, 2-point game. Under a minute now. Got to find somebody.
61-59, 53 seconds left to play. Preston with it at the top of the key. Looking left, goes left to Clark. Down low to Smith. Smith kicks it back out to Preston. Preston for 3. Yes! And she knocks it down, and she's starting to get hot here in this one. 62-61 in favor of the Lynx as Clark knocks it out of bounds. And it'll stay with Haskell, but yet again, the Lynx back up 1 here on a huge 3 with 37 seconds left.
That was a huge play there. That's probably, we talked about Trayvon Tyler's shot yesterday. That was probably equally as big. That was a huge shot right there to put them up 1.
And look for Gloria or Rice to kind of have a say in this one. She drives to the lane, puts it up off the glass, can't get it to go. Montero pulls down the rebound. Here comes Preston. Shot clock turned off. They can hold for the final shot. They are going to have to foul eventually. But Cameron finds Montero. She lays it up and in for the 2. 64-61, 20 seconds left. Lynx on top here over Haskell Indians Nation. Again, this has been a back-and-forth game here all game long. We thought, with Montero, Cameron, Clark, and Young with all 4 fouls, and Erin Young eventually fouled out in the game. It was a lot of depressing moments there for the Lynx where we didn't know what was going to happen, but they find a way to come back here. They're still not done. 20 seconds left. They can get a shot off, but how do you defend it?
To quote the great Marv Albert, in a shocking turn of events, the Lynx go up 3. They're playing perfectly right now. Most of us think, Erin Young fouls out with 2.5 minutes left. We're done. You think, that's our defense. That's a lot of our offense just on the bench. But Nautica Preston comes out, knocks down a huge shots. And then the last play there to Montero. But on the defensive end, you got to do something throwing them up. You can't give up a 3. You can't foul the 3-point shooter. If you give up a 2, so be it. Then they're going to have to foul it. Then they're going to have to foul us, and they're going to put us at the line.
Now, did you think they should have fouled a little bit sooner? Or did you like how they tried to trap them and try to maybe force a turnover there before they started fouling? There's still 20 seconds left, a lot of time left.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't foul us immediately just to get the possession back, but then they gave up the 2 points. But, they got to get something here or else the game's pretty much over.
We'll see what they do. They're going to inbound on the sideline, 64-61. Rice trying to give it back to Penn. All had to save it from going out of bounds. Cameron got a hand on it into the hands of Montero. Outlet now to Preston, but threw it over her head. Gives it right back to the Haskell, 64-61. Gloria drives in, and we have a foul, a blocking foul, going against Hannah Cameron, and it was the official not on the baseline that called it.
Yeah, I think that one was more of her just being in the restricted area. Maybe her heels kind of were on it, so that would be qualified as in the restricted area. So Cameron's gone. 8 seconds left. There's going to be Haskell at the line for 2 shots. So
an interesting choice there. She has missed 1.
Yeah, she has missed 1. You got to hope that she misses 1 here.
She does knock down the first one. Either way, she can hit a pair, but it just makes it a little bit easier if she misses one for the Lady Lynx.
Yeah, then you got to get it into the hands of maybe Tia Clark or Nautica Preston, just so they foul real quick.
And Coach Blight, he's going to use his final timeout here in this one. I think that's a smart play here by Coach Blight. 8 seconds left, 64-63. All right, Adam, no Cameron, no Young. Both of them have shot the free throws pretty well today. Haskell has to foul. They're going to try to go for a steal here real quick because they've gotten to quite a few of them here today. But who do you go to and who's inbounding?
I think Imani Smith needs to be inbounding. and I think you give the ball to either Tia or Preston. I would say Preston over Tia just because Preston has been a little more clutch this game and has knocked down the big shots. So.
I like the pick there. I do agree with you. I think Preston's the one that needs to go for it just because of the fact that, those were two critical shots. She still has the ice running in her veins, I would believe right now. The adrenaline's still pumping and still flowing in her. I think you got to give it to her in this situation. I like Tia Clark as well. She stepped up and knocked down 2 big free throws in this quarter alone. I could also go Imani Smith as well. Imani Smith's a little bit more shaky, but she's one of those ones where if you give her some confidence, she'll step up there in clutch moments and knock them down. So, you could really go either way. You see Victoria Malone check back into the ball game here. Maybe, possibly, even her.
Yeah, it sets the time out the ball advances to past half court, so they're going to go for the steal and then immediate foul.
So they do inbound it. Smith inbounds it. They do steal it. Ball's loose on the floor. 5 seconds left. Now we have a jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Lynx here in this one. Clark wanted a foul. They didn't call it, though. Normally they're not going to call fouls this late, but we saw it yesterday.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. So you guys got to get the ball into someone. You cannot force that pass into Victoria Malone. You might want her to get the ball, but you can't force anything.
Well, here we go. They throw it into Montero. 2 seconds come off the clock. Here's it was at 5. Now it's 3.4. And they do call a foul. Coach Polite looks a little confused over there in this one. Now laughing. He doesn't like something along those lines that the officials did. But, they've been kind of shaky all game long. Never know. Montero, though, at the line here for 2 opportunities. It would make it a 3-point game if she makes both of them. Well, as I say that, she does not make the first one right here. So at most, it could be 65-63 with 3.4 seconds left here in this one. A prayer wins it here for Haskell. Montero's second free throw off the back of the rim and out, and now Haskell's going to use their final timeout here. 64-63, 2.8 seconds to go. Again, both teams have fought hard in this ball game. We've seen 2 of the best players foul out for both sides. Adam, what's going to happen here in the next 2.8 seconds? If you're Coach Polite, how do you set up a defense?
No fouls. No fouls whatsoever. You got to try to get them to get it in on the backcourt. Just because I think the ball will advance to the half court line. So you gotta get the ball in the backcourt, and hopefully they just have to throw up a half quarter, and then you gotta just put your hands up. No foul.
We'll see if the Lynx can capitalize on this. Again, it was a heck of a ball game. It was 41-29, about halfway through that third quarter.
Come back.
They definitely came back here in this one, and even late in this ball game, they were trading threes left and right. They were down by 4 with about 1:30 to go, and they found a way to claw their way back. Up by 2, now up by 1 here with 2.8. The ball does advance. 64-63. We'll see who they want to inbound it to. They throw it into Rice. It's tipped out of bounds there by Imani Smith. So 2.5 seconds now on the clock. As, again, the official, didn't want to go get the basketball, apparently.
Yeah, went off the wall, went right back to him.
Came right back to him, though. 64-63. Coach Flanagan standing right down here by us. He's standing. Coach Polite standing. They can't get it in. They throw it in, and they call a foul. She blew the whistle ever so slightly, and then blew it again and called the foul. I do not believe what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe it. She started to blow the whistle, and
0.8, just like yesterday.
Oh, man.
0.8, just like yesterday.
The guys' team is going nuts. Don't get me wrong. It's been a great game on both sides. But, man, she misses the first one. And you just said 0.8 seconds left, the same as yesterday. Now the guys
are doing what the girls were doing yesterday.
Are helping the girls out. Right here in this one. and now here they go again. Freeman, Crumble, L.J. Johnson, Latham Jr. all jumping around, and she knocks down the second one. I'm sure she feels relieved, as now they just have to throw up a prayer. We got OT, baby, here in Indiana Northwest, but I would have to say this should not be in overtime. I do believe it was one of those things where, if you're going to call the foul, call the foul. But don't halfway blow the whistle and then stop, and almost like she hesitated.
Yeah.
She hesitated on the whistle. If she would have just blown it, nobody would have cared. I mean, it did look like a foul. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say she was wrong. But I'm saying don't hesitate on the foul. Either call it or not. I mean, if you're going to blow it, blow it.
I was going to say it didn't really even look like a foul to me.
It was borderline.
Because she sold the foul. Because they had their hands up, and she jumped into the contact and then threw the shot. You know, I didn't really see the foul right there. She did exactly what she's supposed to do, and she got exactly what she wanted. So, I mean, I can't take anything away from her. It was a smart play.
It was a very smart play. I just think everybody is upset here. I mean, even you saw the guys' reaction. I mean, everybody in the stands was like, what just happened? You almost like she blew the whistle twice. You heard a little beep.
I didn't even hear the whistle.
Oh, I heard. I could see her. I was standing right here. I was watching it. She kind of put her hand up ever so slightly to call the foul. And, like, I don't know if maybe the whistle just didn't blow right away, but it almost looked like she went beep and then, like, beep, like, really loud. Again, that's my whistle impression.
Yeah. She was going to blow the whistle, and then she decided, oh, they stopped play, so I'm really going to blow the whistle.
Right. There you go. That's a perfect example. The Lynx win the tip as Malone goes coast to coast and lays it up and in there for the easy two. 66-64. They put 5 minutes on the clock here, so Adam and I, we're working overtime here 2 days in a row. As Rice looked like she traveled. Instead, Gloria going to go in. She cannot hit, though. There's a foul there going on Gloria. Maybe someone should put a hand in her face.
Yeah, I mean, that's not her fifth. I think that's maybe her third. That's going to be her third foul. So, you know, just try to keep going at her. I mean, Montero has a chance at the line.
And now the Lady Lynx going to have a little quick meeting here for Montero. 66-64, 2 free throws and make it a 2-possession game. First free throw knocks down by Montero, 67-64 here in this one. 4:40 left to play here in this game. Montero's second one is in, but I believe she left early.
She thought it was going to miss, so she just ran after it. But it went in anyway, but it doesn't count, unfortunately.
And those are some silly mistakes that you cannot have in overtime. I want the hustle play here in this one, but you got to give it a chance to go in first.
Yeah, you got to give it a chance. I mean, unless it's like way off. But, I mean, if you know it's going to be short and you're going to bounce right back at you, then you can try to get it. But.
And we had a stoppage play, another blown whistle. I don't think the clock started. There it goes. 4.5 minutes left to play in this overtime. 67-64. Here goes Rice to the basket. She can't hit. Wanted a foul, doesn't get one. Malone pulls down the board here for the Lynx as she's going to bring it up the floor. Has Clark on her hip. Bounce passes one. They're going to say it hit the out-of-bounds line, though. As I'm standing right here, it was awfully close, but a little too close as well.
Yeah,
so
a little too close.
You got to give them that one. Maybe not. Didn't hit the line, but you can't make it that close like that. 67-64 now. Haskell with the basketball here in overtime. No Aaron Young or Hannah Cameron here. Montero does have 4 as well, so she's going to have to be careful here. Gloria now with it to Benelli, who had a jumper from the free throw line, instead gives it back. Gloria trying to drive in now. She's trapped by Montero, double teamed, and Amani Smith comes up with a steal. Outlet now to Malone, lays it up and in on the right side yet again. And it's 69-64 now.
And we're doing exactly what we want to do, you know, put ball pressure on, try to get them to make bad passes.
Haskell trying to answer here, handing it off, and we have an illegal screen going on Gloria, and yet that should be her 4th now here in this one, and finally something gets called down here on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, that was kind of a light foul, but I didn't really know. I didn't have a good angle at it, but it looked like she just pretty much just bumped Tia Clark, and that was pretty much it.
Clark now with the basketball. Smith is trying to give it to Preston, but almost had it stolen away. Somehow Clark comes up with it over to Malone. Malone bounce passes one back to Clark.
Waste clock. Waste clock. You're up.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They feed Montero down low. She's blocked, though, by Rice. Gets it back, though. Goes right back at her. Still can't hit. Gets her own miss yet again and puts it in. So third time's the charm there for Kalia Montero.
Kalia Montero's very lucky. Didn't call her fifth foul right there. Very lucky.
I thought so as well, especially on that second rebound there with that one. 71-64 now. Under 3 to play. Now we have a traveling violation going against Haskell, and all of a sudden, it kind of looks like the guys' game the other day. Like the wheels are starting to fall off here in overtime for Haskell.
Yeah, I mean, their prayers were answered in the end of regulation. They're getting that foul. But now they're just starting to see that, like, we're just a little bit better in overtime.
Clark now with it over to Smith. Back to Clark. Again, still wasting time. You love how they're spreading out the floor here a little bit. Something they didn't do in the entire ball game, basically, is the Lynx. But now Preston to Montero, who gets called for a traveling violation, and she knew it right away. And that'll give the ball right back to Haskell here in this one. So this one's going to come down to the wire. 71-64, 2.5 minutes remain.
It's a barn burner. I'll give it to these Lynx men's and women's. They know how to really stress us out.
They do. They're definitely putting a toll on our bodies here these few days, and it's not done. We still got another game to go after this.
Yeah. Hopefully the next game is this entertaining. Hopefully not in overtime, though.
Yeah, hopefully not in overtime. But we do love the excitement here in Gary, Indiana. 71-64, 2:27 to remain in overtime as Preston trying to go for the steal right there, but could get it and ends up getting a foul call.
Oh, they called a foul on Preston. I thought they just called the out of bounds. That's Preston's fourth now. That's just another kind of, I can't believe you called that kind of play. But Whitney Gines came in on that last play for Kalia Montero, pretty much doing like an offense for defense type of thing. So Montero will come back in.
Again, Antone misses the first.
By a lot. She hit like the side of the backboard. And she's smiling all over the place. She just said she doesn't know what happened to that shot.
She's trying to laugh it off. She's just trying not to do it again either. As Smith kind of crossed into the lane, but got back just in time. Does make the second. 71-65. Preston's got a lane all the way to the basket, and she'll take it all the way. I was going to say, why not just keep going?
Yeah, if they're not going to stop you, just keep going, like you said.
73-65 now, 8-point lead for the Lynx. I would imagine this is the largest of the game ever since maybe that 9-2 area there at the start of the ball game. As we have a foul going on Amani Smith. They're going to foul Antone yet again on
the three-point shot, too.
Yeah, in the corner. 73-65 now. We saw how she missed the first one. Hopefully, I think they fouled the right person at least from the three-point line.
That's her fourth foul as well, Amani Smith. So, I mean,
pretty sure everybody on the floor except Malone has 4 fouls.
Yeah, so if they foul out, we're going to have to go like 1-on-5, pretty much.
And we already have 2 players that fouled out in the game.
Yeah.
Not like we have a deep bench either.
Yeah, we have Whitney, and then we have
Lawling.
Lawling. So that's it. That's all we got.
There's not one more down there?
No, Bancolli's out.
Yeah.
And
okay. Yeah.
Madison Howard's out. I mean, so yeah, we can't. There's no.
Might have to play with 4 down the stretch. Hopefully not. But she does hit, I believe, 2 of 3. 73-67 now. 2 minutes remain here in overtime. Clark just trying to dribble it around. Preston finally finds Malone. Got out of her way.
Yeah, waste clock. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what we need to do.
73-67, 1:45 to go. Clark now with it. Bounce passes 1-2. Looks like Smith. Back to Clark. 7 seconds now. Over to the corner now for Preston, who had lost control of it. Now drives in, has to kind of force one. She can't get it to go. Montero's there. Count it as it gets it up just before the shot clock, and it's now 75-67, back to an 8-point lead. Haskell bringing it up the floor here in this one. Coach Flanagan not liking what he sees. Minute 20 to go. Rice bounce passes one to the corner for Penn. She takes the 3, no good. Smith pulls down the board, and now Haskell might have to start fouling here in this one, and they do, as that should send, I believe, Smith to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Maya Smith, I don't think she's attempted a free throw in the game yet. But, she's usually a good free throw shooter. Don't want to jinx her here. Knocks down the first.
I think I just have that problem.
Yeah, maybe. It's happened to me a couple times, but...
Yeah, just a couple.
Just a couple.
Mine happens, it seems like, every time.
Just don't say anything when they shoot free throws. I'll talk when they do the free throws. So one more at the line for Amani Smith.
Oh, you think that?
No good.
See? Aha.
I didn't say anything.
Maybe I should go back to talking.
I just said it's one more. I mean, I didn't say anything to jinx her.
76-67 with a minute to play, and they have a blocking foul. Looks like that's going to go on Lawling.
That's a weak foul right there. There's no contact.
So that'll put Gloria at the line here with exactly a minute to play. 76-67. Their Lynx looking good, but every time you stop the clock here comes Montero back in for Lawling. But every time you stop the clock, it gives them a chance to inch their way closer.
Yeah, exactly a minute left here. And in period number 5, as the scoreboard says.
Yeah. All right, she does make both of them there, 76-69. Malone, they inbound it to her, trying to get a fast break. They have Clark, but she will stop and kind of let some more clock run off. About 9 seconds.
Pass.
It was a dangerous pass. 9, or they do say 10 seconds go off the clock now, down to 50, and put Clark at the line for 2 more. I believe this final minute's going to take about 30 minutes here to play with all the fouls we're about to see here.
Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of fouls here. Just try to stop the clock.
Clark does make her first right there, make it 77-69. One more would make it a 9-point game. And Clark clutch from the line, 78-69 now, 50 seconds remain here in overtime. Kind of looks like the Lynx, if they can just not foul here and just let the clock run, they should have a pretty solid win, as they do let Penn go coast to coast, or it was Benelli. She cannot hit. Smith pulls down the board about, let's see here, about 13 seconds between shot clock and game clock.
They're not fouling. They finally do. They fouled Nana Capresson. So shot clock will be turned off now. So all the Lynx have to do is just play some good defense, and hopefully they don't even get a shot off.
And that was kind of interesting because they had time to where they could have fouled and got a possession back because the shot clock was still turned on.
Preston misses the first one.
I don't know how well that one goes, but...
Yeah, they didn't foul us immediately, which I was really surprised. I guess they didn't want to foul Tia Clark, who's been perfect from the line, so they just waited till they can get someone else at the line. Makes it a 10-point game now with about 25 seconds left.
Haskell now trying to bring it up the floor. They finally get it across. Some good defense, though. They're going to have to catch a shoot from the corner here. No good. Preston tips that one out of bounds, and they do say it was off of Preston.
That's okay.
I was going to say, she let it go.
Yeah.
Almost, he thought about it there for a second. But he did make the right call. It is Haskell basketball here with 15 seconds left, up by 10 on the Lynx. Make it 8 now as Gloria puts it in for the easy 2. The Lynx just have to get it in. They have one timeout, but they're still right on the inbounds as Imani Smith falls right there. And she was fouled, says the official. So she will walk down to the other end of the floor and shoot 2 more free throws here. Lynx lead 79-71 in overtime, or in period number 5. With 9 seconds to play.
So she'll have two shots from the basket. This will most likely be the last possession for the Lynx. She knocks down the first to make it 80-71. I will give the Lynx this. I mean, granted, it's overtime. This is the most points we've scored in a long time.
Oh, I agree. It's overtime, but at the same time, we were stuck on 27 for a long while.
For a long time.
Even 29 as well, as that 3 no good by Rice. Lawling pulls down the rebound, and that will do it. Your Lynx win by the final score of 81-71 here in overtime, here in this one. And again, this is a great game here that was played. I mean, you got to credit the Lynx here. They fought hard back in this ball game. I mean, they were down. They had their weaknesses. It seemed like they couldn't get anything going in that third quarter. And then all of a sudden, about 3 minutes to go in regulation, here come the Lynx. and they knocked it down with a great sealed win right here.
Yeah, it was a great win. Thanks to the guys. I mean, the guys allowed them to miss that free throw at the end there. It's just a payback of respect. You know, the girls did it yesterday for us. So it's a great team win. It's a good turning point for us that we didn't give up in overtime without Aaron Young. We ended up winning by 10.
And who would have thought that? Winning by 10 without Aaron Young in overtime. I don't know if I would have expected that one. I knew it would have been close, but I don't know we would have won by 10 without Aaron Young. I wouldn't have guessed
with
that.
Everyone in foul trouble as well. So it was, it's a good hard-fought win.
Too, for staying out of foul, for not picking up that fifth foul.
Yeah, not picking up that fifth.
I mean, she had to play almost the fourth quarter with 4 fouls, and in overtime had 5 more minutes. But the Lynx do win 81-71 here in overtime. What a great game it was on this snowy afternoon. I know back in Lincoln and Springfield there's a lot of snow on the ground. Here we barely got a cup, maybe an inch barely.
Yeah, it's snowing pretty hard here now.
It's starting to snow hard here. Again, we will try to be safe traveling here, but again, we want to thank Miranda for board hopping for us back at the station here. We're about 20 minutes away from game number 2. Haskell Indians Nation taking on your guys, Lincoln College team here in this one, so don't go anywhere. Lynx got 1 win already, looking for number 2 here today on trying to sweep the day as they win by the final 81-71. We will see you guys in about 15 minutes or so. He's Adam Hoffman, I'm Nick Jackson, and we are signing off here. Thank you so much for listening to Lady Lynx basketball right here on 89X.